what's important for a horse to feel comfortable in the order of movement. Yeah, now step backwards and take the umbrella away. Yeah, like this, perfect. Where the fancy trailers come and park here. Yeah, he's spoiled quite easily by the girls.
Hoi allemaal, super leuk dat jullie kijken naar een nieuwe video. Ik ben vandaag op het terrein van Tristan Tucker. Ik ben hier in samenwerking met Cavalor, want Tristan is ook ambassadeur van Cavalor. Ik ben natuurlijk al bij Joyce langs geweest een paar maanden geleden. En vandaag gaan we langs bij Tristan. Ik denk dat echt praktisch iedereen Tristan wel kent, maar ik zal hem straks eventjes vragen of hij zichzelf nog even wil voorstellen. Ik heb dus vandaag Marley meegenomen, want hij gaat ook met Marley allemaal dingen doen. Maar hij heeft alleen echt op een of andere manier mega gezweet op de trailer. Dus ik doe even snel een borsteltje eroverheen. En dan gaat hij straks met jou aan de slag. Maar ik moet hem eerst even een beetje schoonmaken. Nou, ik sta dus nu naast Tristan Tucker. Ik denk dat iedereen Tristan wel kent. But Tristan, do you want to introduce yourself for the ones that doesn't know you? Because I think everyone will know you.
I'm Tristan Tucker. I'm a dressage rider and horseman originally from Melbourne, Australia. And I now have a training stable here in the Netherlands.
But why did you come from Australia to the Netherlands?
Well, for the horses, of course. So it was a move that I made originally in 1999 or way back then to Denmark, and then I progressed actually to be more Central Europe. I was training with a Dutch rider at that time, and so it made sense to be Central Europe in the Netherlands. And I was doing a lot of clinics and demonstrations in Belgium and Germany and all over. And then at the time when I was living in Denmark, it was a little bit far to sort of travel and come all that way. So
that's why you're in Netherlands.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then I started the online training, the PAP method, here when I came to the Netherlands together with my colleague Connie Loonstra. We now have over 10,000 full-time students in 59 different countries. So we're about to host our first virtual live event. We normally do 5 countries a year.
I saw it on Connie, their Facebook page.
So that's incredibly exciting. We can be hosting up to 22,000 people direct from home. So I'll be invited into their lounge rooms and then into our arena. So it's going to be really exciting. And for me, it's very much just about sharing knowledge with people. Horses for me is about self-knowledge and self-improvement. And I love that experience of the live event, so being able to open it up to the whole world and to share that experience together.
Yeah. And this stable is yours or you're renting it?
No, it's mine.
It's yours. And what are you doing at the stable? You're training your own horses or you're from clients? Yeah,
we have my own competition horses and Katja, my wife's also competition horses. And then we have training horses in from the beginning, from foals all the way to Grand Prix. And of course, once you're Harry Potter, it's hard not to be Harry Potter. So we have some horses coming in with special needs, so difficult horses. But we're basically doing everything here. I have 27 horses in training. We have 6-7 full-time personnel working at the stable every day. So it's a busy place.
Yeah, it's a busy place. But I think a great place to work because you can really learn something here.
Yeah, well, the idea is we try to give the opportunity to stagiaires and people that want to really learn something about horsemanship and horses in general, no matter what the discipline, if they choose to be studying later to be a veterinarian or something within the horse world, or they want to ride dressage specifically, or even jumping riders, eventing riders, whatever it is, they sort of can come and have the opportunity. And we have a lot of horses here from different ages and different stories, backgrounds. So every day is a learning experience.
And what is Cavalor meaning to you? What does Cavalor for you?
Yeah, the important thing about feed in general for me is coming from Australia. In the past, we have very good research on food and nutrition in Australia because of the way the country is. Drought, You know, sometimes you have very good quality feed and then it doesn't rain for a long time and the quality is going really up and down. So how to keep a good balanced diet is really important for me. Yeah, and when meeting Cavalor the first time and also going to the fabric and seeing what is put in to their feed, the effort and the knowledge that goes into it, yeah, that gave me a lot of great confidence. And speaking to Peter Boller, the owner, yeah, we always had great conversations about nutrition and what's good for a horse and what I experienced with different horses, race horses in Australia, my own horses, of course, in the sport. Yeah, and it's when I have a horse in training that's coming and looking terrible and feeling terrible, that's where we have to start.
Yeah.
What are they eating? Yeah. What's going inside them? Yeah. You know, why?
Feed what you need, as Cavalor says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, I bought my horse Marley today.
So he has a very fancy hairstyle there.
His original name is Bob Marley.
Okay. So in the beginning, when I have a horse for the first time, then I'm just trying to find out what they're good at, what they're not good at, where the insecurities lie a little bit, and actually not doing a lot. So doing a lot takes your attention to the thing you're doing, and it takes you away from actually seeing what's happening. And then we're moving again, right front, behind and across, behind and across, behind and across. Then you see the difference now in the steps. Yeah. Now you get really this elegant, almost ballerina type movement. And then I start to check the relaxation here. And then I move the hind leg, so in a forward step. We're looking for a forward step where the inside hind leg goes underneath the body. And he makes connection with the outside front. And so what's important for a horse to feel comfortable in the order of movement is that he knows where the energy is coming from, and he knows, more importantly, where the energy travels to, where it goes out of the body. And so what I want to teach him first in the beginning, before I approach him, is what body posture is the success one. We want a lot the yes, not the oh. If I go straight away and start pointing it at him, he's going to be thinking back, and we want him to think forward, to lean forward, for him to make contact. When he pushes against it, then the stick is going away. This becomes then our diagnosing tool that we can work out where he's sensitive. I make contact, keep contact, and here he starts to think about going somewhere else, so I continue, and then I can remind him about what we talked about before, this tension release point. So don't go to la la land, think about this part of your body. So when you have an object, a strange object that could make you a little bit insecure, I want you to think about the part of the body that's holding tension, release that tension, and then the situation gets better. Yeah, so think of it as riding. So if you were sitting up, you would lead him to the right with your right rein, and he'll want to go forward with the left front, but we try to give him the feeling by the projection of energy that we want him to take that step behind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Walk to your left, not forwards. Yeah, that was the good noise. Across, very good. And now the hind leg on this side. Yeah. And then you notice here the front leg doesn't get stuck in the ground anymore. And then keep your rein that goes to the halter a little bit longer, always the length of the neck. Like this? Yeah. And then, and remember your kiss noise, left hand close to the neck. Yeah, like this. Then you get the bend really through the body. Very good. And relax again. Super. When you feel the connection through the rein and the feet. Yeah. Yeah, now step backwards and take the umbrella away. Yeah, like this. Perfect. And he manages his body in a way that he can become a master of himself.
Yeah, okay.
Really good.
No.
And you didn't get the rope wrapped around your neck, so you did a really good job.
We're getting a tour from Tristan, so lead us around.
Yeah, welcome to the TRT stables. This is our stable entrance. Mm-hmm. We have a small grass paddock here in front of my daughter's bedroom, so she can wake up in the morning and see her pony. We have 4 sand paddocks out the back here, so even if we are wet on the fields on the other side, then the horses are able to go out every day.
Not that small, so they can trot and...
Yeah, they have plenty of room to run around, and they all like to roll and get sandy and dirty and play games. And it's also safe for the stallions, and they're also separated, so we can have the horses that need to be separated still a bit social.
Yeah.
So that's also important for us, that they go out every day and that the horses are social.
Yep.
We try to group them in 2s and 3s, the horses that go out in the field, so that they are,
Get some body to play
and
with.
a bit contact, that they love to scratch each other in the summer when they have no blankets on, and it's nice for them to be out as much as possible. And this is where the fancy trailers come and park here. This is actually the VIP spot. You've noticed that was the special.
I saw there's a little sign behind it.
Yeah, front end parking. So we come to the back of the stable here, where we have also another sand paddock.
Did you bought it like this, or you really did something else?
When we first came, the hall and the stables inside were there. This was just a field where we walk now, the entrance of the car park. So we built the entrance in the car park. We're early next year, extending the hall, so we have a 2060 riding area. And we renovated the stables inside, so we have 9 stables along the indoor.
Very beautiful stables.
Ta-da! So these are new stables from Smulders that we...
really big.
Yeah. They were originally 3x3, so quite small, and they were a full brick stable with no windows in between. So now we made the nice window.
So they can contact.
They can make contact in the stable, and the stables are big enough. We had originally 10 in this row, and we've reduced the numbers down in stables because they're bigger, and we made a bigger wash place as well. So this row is all my competition horses.
Oh, these all yours, these horses?
Yeah. So
you bring them out of competition, everything?
Yes, this is 3 Grand Prix horses in a row and 2 small tour horses. So this is Jules Surveyback, Wally.
Are you the only one who's riding them?
Yes, my own competition horses, I'm the only one.
So you have a really small head.
Yeah, this is Jules Surveyback. He's in the stable known as Wally. He's the first son of Wiregold from Isabel.
Okay.
So his mother is current European, Olympic and national champion.
So sweet.
Yeah, he's spoiled quite easily by the girls. And then we have the wash place, 3 bays with the hot water. Safira, many people know. She's starring on most of the videos on the online training on TT method. She also did horse event and a lot of clinics and demonstrations.
She's organizer with her big...
Yeah. She is born in Australia with German breeding and lives in the Netherlands, so she's a really international. This is the indoor riding hall. As you can see, it doesn't look like most riding halls. We have all kinds of things, kangaroo in the corner, and we have some overflow pens at the moment because we have our young horses who've come from the opvolk. So I like to do something with the young horses early on. They have training when they're foals and also when they're 1. And now the 2-year-olds, 2.5-year-olds are here. We have often a lot of strange things going on in the indoor. It's not a 4 white walls dressage, typical dressage arena. And this is Katja's stable here. This is currently a temporary stable. Doesn't look it started out being temporary, and then
looking really nice.
Katja thought it'd be nice to have windows and then insulation and now it's looking more permanent than temporary. But the hall will come forward and we have new stables and then eventually this block will go away. But this is where Katja's horses are standing. Ava here in the treating place, treating the horses with the Hofmag, some magnetic therapy.
Okay.
We have some nice relaxing music here, Ava, to
part of the treatment.
This treatment room. And this is my hobby, it's I'm one of those people that has like 20 projects going at once. I put this 10 rows of bricks in about 2 months ago and I haven't got any further yet. So and this is the outdoor. It's a 25, so it's a little bit wider, 25 by 60, with the open flute bottom. So as you can see, we're standing in the rain, and we had a lot of rain last night, but you can always ride here. It's really a super arena.
It is 60 long.
Yeah. So
why did you choose for 25?
Because it was here when I bought the place.
Oh, okay.
And it was from a family that had jumping horses.
Oh, yeah.
So
you want to use some
yeah,
more space.
but it's nice to be able to put the fence inside, and then we can go around the outside and come down the centre line to practice the test. So it works really well. And I have the fence around the outside, so I work a lot of horses free also out here. We have do a little bit of liberty work and working in teams of horses, and also to make them social, and it's a great space to work in. Yeah, and then we have here the fields. We have 10 fields that are 20 by 100 meters long. At the moment it's really wet. We're also doing construction in this area.
Always construction.
Oh, bit by bit. This will be a tribune. In the end we'll have flowers around, and then you'll be able to sit on the top and look directly into the arena. And then we have the 10 fields. These are the young horses still out at the moment. So every horse can go out. Yeah, and there's now plans. This is where the round pen is going, where they've already started to dig and make a mess. So eventually...
And that hill up there?
The hill at the back, that's our...
More gallop training.
Yeah, we can canter around the whole outside of the fields here. And then we have the hill there for a bit of training, going up and down, get the muscles a little bit strong.
When did you bought this?
I think it was now, we've been here 5 years.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah. So we're making little steps, little improvements as we go. You have to work a bit, do a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here of course the stub molar. So horses are coming out 3 times a day. They are in the field depending on when they are ridden, and then they're able to walk. The stub molar is really, all the horses seem to like it here. It's a really cozy environment. Can casually spend a bit of time walking around. Some in more of a hurry than others. And then we make our way here to the young horse stable. So this is mostly young horses, horses that are coming in to be saddle broken, and a few training horses as well.
This is all yours, and this is young and training.
Yeah. So we have 10 stables here. Melissa is here with young Quibus. He's a 5-year-old governor stallion. So we have the stallions also in this stable, and mixing with the young ones. So yeah, and then this is a range of training horses from saddle broken, 3 years old. These are all 3 years old. Some horses from Germany, some horses from the UK. So really, the training horses from all over the world. And I like this stable for the new horses that come in, because it is really social.
Really social.
Yeah, they can talk, they can touch each other through the bars.
Yeah.
And at night, it's a really nice stable to come into, that you can hear them all eating. The young men.
Keep this in your mouth.
They're dribbling on the floor. But yeah, it's a nice cozy place for them to be. And this stable was also here originally when I bought the place. So it's one of the.
It's a bit older.
Yeah, this is one of the original buildings. Yeah.
We had a big waiting list for new clients. 2 years.
It's hard to say the time, because each horse you don't know what sort of time, but we sort of have more than 150 horses possibility to come. I try now only to take the horses in which the owners can be really heavily involved, because for me it's...
You don't only need to train the horse, but you also need to train the owner.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe even more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Saphira. So maybe I will show you a little bit the practice version of what we did with your young man today. So, of course, from the beginning, when I start with my own horses, I'm also giving this feeling when I come into the space. The worst thing you can do when you come in, especially if you're really busy, sometimes I have a lot of things going on and I can quickly run from a meeting or come in the arena, and I have to feel that my energy is coming into a state of rest. Otherwise I bring this kind of heightened state of energy into the arena working with my horse, and that can be the same thing if somebody is coming from the office, or you're driving and you're having phone calls and stress, and you come with your horse and your horse goes, whoa, you've had a crazy day. So I always make sure that I have this feeling of rest, and my horse is also understanding that experience. What is the experience with you every day? And then, for instance, with horses like Sophia that are incredibly sensitive, so I'm able to start to make shoulder in, leg yield a little bit. I'm always looking for this diagonal pairs. Sophia is built a little bit also down on the front. She doesn't have a high, elegant neck naturally, so the lateral flexion in her is really important. When we are having a horse on a circle in a sort of lunging position, we're often then, when we want them to go out onto the circle, we are moving sort of in this direction, in a chasing position, but all my groundwork is directly related then to the riding. So I'm controlling the front end sideways and backwards with the rein, and I'm controlling the hind legs forwards and sideways with my leg. And on the ground, my leg aid is the extension of my arm, the whip, always aimed at the position my leg would be if I was riding. My double cluck is for the canter, and then again, if I put the energy towards the hind leg, she turns through the body and comes square. So on a horse that's really nervous, teaching them really to lift the leg is giving them this feeling of being proud. It's also the exercise that I use with my stretching wall. So it's now laying flat on the ground, but normally it stands on the wall, and they're also putting the feet up, stretching down. So horses that are a bit on the front, and a little bit stiff underneath in the neck and sort of in a protective posture, this is also opening them up. So in the beginning we were teaching your guy about moving away from pressure, and then to give the horse a really good idea of that, we teach him also the opposite, which is coming towards pressure. And then, as you know, when you get on the step, the horse is then drawing in ready for you to get on. And I could feel that on your horse, because sometimes when the whip was high, he was coming towards me instead of away. Backwards, and then turning, getting him to think about the ground, and then the bow, and then the other leg. And then at this position, I ask them to get up again. So these little steps, once you have the bow, then I get them to think about the ground, replicating what they would do in the field. And then I touch the right leg. And then you get a soft, elegant lay down. Oh, and you can see the sensitivity in her. Then there's horses around and she's thinking, oh, what's going on? Can I put myself in a really vulnerable position? But the process of that is making them trust that the things you ask them are okay.
Sprays and bottles.
Yeah. When we find a favorite thing, then we really stock up on it. Yeah, we have quite the derma wash we really like, especially this time of year. We actually tend to wash them with the derma wash like 3-4 days in a row, okay. Maybe a week or a couple of weeks before clipping.
Ah, okay.
And then the skin gets really healthy. Mm-hmm. We also feed the Hepato liquid.
Yeah, Hepato liquid.
Yeah, I thought I had some here, but
yeah.
Then it's also cleaning everything out, and then we do with the derma wash a few weeks before, and then when you clip, the like Sophia are really shiny, and you don't get any scabs or any dry skin or scurfiness. The skin's really healthy underneath, and then we use the derma spray after the clipping.
Oh, okay.
And then you get immediately, again, a good coating, because sometimes when you clip, they can get a bit dry from the clippers, especially if the clippers get a bit warm, that you burn a bit the hair or the skin gets a bit hot, and then you get some dryness, so the derma spray. Also the Lurex cream we use a lot.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, so if we have, for instance, a small nick or a cut or something like that, but what's really good is before they go in the field, if it's really wet, especially with horses with white feet, and sometimes we don't clip the hair on the feet, but if they're being clipped and then they go outside and it's wet and muddy, we put this on actually as a bit of a barrier cream. I don't know if that's exactly what it's meant for.
But you use it for
It's a soothing ointment, but it's got, it's almost waterproofing, and then they come in almost clean. So the mud's not getting in between the hair and things like that.
So that's your favorite products?
Yeah.
And what do you
This time of year,
Yes,
like specifically this time of year. That's why you see, like, you open up the thing and that's what you get there.
And what do you feed them? Do you all feed them all the same, or?
No, they're all really on
strict diets.
The individual diet for that horse, because some need high energy, some not. Some come in a bit skinny, some come in fat. So we have the drums here. Our base feeds the pellet and the muesli, and the Endrix is in the wagon. And then we have our Cavalor drums for the extra things. Some are on the fiber force, so we have like a few horses here on the fiber force. So then we have the fiber force in the drums. We have the super force, which is now we have a few horses with high stress that have symptoms of ulcers. So the super force is really good for that. And then the pianissimo. So this is the on the ones that need those good omega-3 oils, and they need to sort of get more healthy and flourish, but they don't need the high energy, say from the Endrix or something, then we are having them on that.
And do you make the diet yourself, because you know exactly what each food is and what the horse needs, or is someone from Cavalor that helps you with that?
Yeah, we have every so often Karen from Cavalor comes and we go through the horses. She looks at the horses also, and we explain a bit the history and the training regime and what's going to come in the future. And then sometimes if we're a little bit unsure about what the best combination is, then of course we get the And Jorg, my stable manager, he's in very good contact always with Karen, so she's also notifying us of new products like the Superforce we have now. So that's always a good combination, and Jorg has also a really broad knowledge in nutrition. So across the range of the products. Even horses that have been in a few weeks, you think that they've been here already for a long time because they're shiny and looking healthy, the same as my own horses. And it's also really important for me that they have a diet that is suiting their training regime. You know, I get a lot of horses that come in and they're jumping out of their skin because they're getting like dippers and dippers of something to make them look nice, but at the same time it's not good for them mentally. So you'll notice as we walk around the stable here, all the horses are pretty calm. Of course from the training. But you know, if you're not feeding them right, you're not gonna. You can train them all you want, but it's going to be working against you. So.
And do you use any supplements?
Yes, I'm a big believer in a lot of the muscle supplements for recovery, and also we're using the gastric supplement for, especially for competition horses before travel. So preparing them that if they're going on a truck for a long trip or not being able to feed them exactly at the same time as they normally get fed, experiencing new things, that they had to have a little protection there. And the Hippartha liquid is for us. A new horse comes in, or you're having a horse that's been in competition a long time, and he needs a little bit downtime. We always give the Hippartha liquid, clean out the system a little bit and get everything functioning good. and then build them up again.
Okay, well, I think I have to thank you for today, for learning my horse new thing, for learning me some things. We can watch with you the tour. Is there something you want to say to the viewers, like an ultimate tip, or it can be training wise or feeding wise or management wise? Is there something you always tell people?
The one thing I always try to get my students to live by is always to think of reading your own horse's manual first. So if you know who your horse is, who is my horse, what is he thinking? If you always look to your horse, the story is written there on the horse. Look to your horse. All horses come with a story, and the real truth comes from the horse.
We will put it in a quote.
Yeah, a long paragraph to go with the long video.
Well, thank you very much. If people want to follow you, you have Instagram, I think.
Yes.
And your trading methods.
Exactly. tier2method.com and Tristan Tucker and all of the above.
Well, thank you very much for today.
My pleasure.
Ik hoop dat jullie de video heel leuk vonden. Ik heb mijn best gedaan voor jullie om in het beste Engels deze video te maken. Voor de rest hebben we ondertiteling toegevoegd. Wil ik jullie ook bedanken voor het kijken naar deze video. Over een tijdje gaan we weer bij een andere ambassadeur langs van Cavalor. Maar nu waren we dus bij Tristan. We zijn al bij Joyce geweest. En laat zeker even weten in de reacties wat jullie van vond. Dank voor het kijken. Doei doei! Doei!